Asafa Powell, the forgotten world record smasher. Welcome back to the channel, people. Welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for making it Peter Lloyd World. Now go ahead, please hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. When you do that, go in and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video drops. We drop a video at least once a day here on Peter Lloyd World. Also, if you enjoy the content, please hit that like button. And finally, leave your thoughts. After this, sports analysis, where we take a look at and we break down the races. So, when you're ready, yep, good to go. Now, before there was the world's greatest sprint athlete of all time, Usain Bolt, there was this gentleman, the first world record smasher, the remarkable, amazing sub-10 king himself, Asafa Powell. Many of you may not be aware of this fact, but Asafa Powell has literally 5 world records to his name, which is an astounding accomplishment in and of itself. So let's take a quick gander at these remarkable world records set by Jamaica's very first male world record smasher. The man who started this entire process of Jamaica being a dominant sprint talent globally. Mr. Asafa Powell, OD. So Asafa Powell was born on the 23rd of November in 1982. He, of course, specializes in the 100 meters. He set the 100 meters world record twice. First, his first world record in June of 2005. He set the new global men's 100 meter world records, illustrious time of 9.77 seconds. Asafa Powell set this at the Athens GP. This when he was 22 years of age, breaking Tim Montgomery's record of 9.78, which Tim Montgomery had set 3 years prior. In 2006, Asafa Powell went on to equal this 9.77 world record that he had set in the men's 100 meters the year before. At the age of 24, he set the new world record, smashing his old record at the Riet Grand Prix, finishing in a time of 9.74 and easing up in the process. Of course, this was his semi-finals and he was trying to save his energy for the finals. Powell came back to win the finals, but in a faster time, but it was actually wind-aided. Now, Asafa Powell, Jamaica's first world record smasher, on the 27th of May 2010, set a new world record, this time for the rarely run 100-yard dash. He set a time of 9.09 seconds in Ostrava in the Czech Republic. That, of course, is a record he still holds currently, now in the year 2022. Now, he's also renowned for being a part of the world record setting quartet from the 2008 Olympic Games. The Jamaican quartet comprised of Usain Bolt, Nestor Carter, Michael Frater, and of course Asafa Powell. The time they set was 37.10 seconds. This, of course, was in 2008. Asafa Powell, anchoring the team home in 2008, added another astonishing world record to his already 3 world records. So by this point, he had 4 world records, which is a remarkable 3 individual and 1 in men's 4x100 meter quartet. Now, you may not know this, but he also has a 5th world record according to the Guinness Book of World Record. Asafa Powell is called the sub 10 king for a reason. Now, for clarity, for those who do not understand the concept of sub 10, running less than 10 seconds or less is the holy grail for the average 100 meter male sprinter. The fact is, once one gets to completing the men's 100 meters in 10 seconds or less, you have entered a whole different stratosphere. The human being who has the most records for doing this is none other than Asafa Powell. Of the 800 instances of various athletes dipping under 10 seconds throughout history, Jamaica's Asafa Powell is responsible for 97 of them. That is 11.64%. He remains the only sprinter to have run 97 sub-10s in history. In fact, no one else is even close. This includes, I should tell you, even Usain Bolt. So that's his 5th world record. Now, this, of course, is my 2 cents. One of the issues that we have when you live in a country with so much great talent is that sometimes you neglect the talent that was there before. The truth is, it was Asafa Powell who started this remarkable trend of Jamaican dominance in track and field. He was the first, I think, to actually train here at UTEC in Jamaica. He was one of MVP's first. I believe it was MVP if I'm not mistaken. And he inspired an entire generation. The Freighters, the Bolts, all these people were inspired by this young man, Asafa Powell. In fact, when asked in his prime, which athlete were you most concerned about in terms of beating you, Usain Bolt consistently said none other than the sub-10 king himself, Asafa Powell. Asafa Powell, we call him the world record smashers because 5 world records is a remarkable accomplishment. I mean, 2 100 meter world records, him himself removing that 9.77 to replace it with a 9.74, equaling that world record of 9.77 again, and Gates said, anchoring us to that 37.10 world record, which is no longer there, but he was involved, and of course being the sub-10 king, as well as the 100-yard dash. 5 world records is why we reference him as the world record smasher. And I want us to not forget the contribution of this gentleman, Asafa Powell. Although many of you complain about the fact that he never delivered at the Olympic level, I think he only has a bronze medal, personal medal at the Olympic Games. Let us not forget that he started his entire trend of Jamaican male sprinting dominance for about 10-12 years, which basically stopped when Usain Bolt retired in 2017. This was started by this gentleman, Asafa Powell. And 5 world records is something that must be acknowledged. It is a look, it is hard for an athlete to even score 1 world record. 5 world records is a tremendous accomplishment. And I'm not saying that Usain Bolt is not remarkable, because he is perhaps without doubt the world's greatest male sprinter of all time. But certainly the conversation for top 5 has got to be Asafa Powell. And I understand why some of you may be disappointed, but the fact is, do not be ungrateful and do not forget what this young man did for us. And understand why he is the world record smasher. But this, of course, is my 2 cents. I'd love you to give us your comments on Asafa Powell. Now, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and hit the like button. Remember, you are royals, kings, and queens. Bless up!